Today it's Heritage Studies time, and we're going to use our book, Health, Safety, and Manners. And I want you to go to the section called Your Safety. So today it's all about safety. What makes you be safe? Following rules definitely makes you be safe. Being aware of your surroundings helps you be safe. Paying attention, not being distracted, helps you be safe. Well, let's look at safety away from home today. In your book, for basic level, you're cutting out the green and red circles and you're supposed to glue them. If it's safe, use green, and if it's unsafe, use red. So I'll just give you the sneak peek. Let's focus on this green picture of why it was a green circle. Why is the little boy using wise choices and staying safe? Can anybody tell from the picture? Because he is building with his blocks on the rug. So using the rug keeps the blocks from scattering all over the floor. That way, no one has to walk on top of his hard, sharp plastic blocks and hurt themselves on their feet. Notice he's also near his toy box. Notice he's taking the blocks one out at a time. Okay, he didn't just dump them and they went everywhere. He's staying in a designated area for playing with toys. So that's considerate, it's wise. When it's time to clean up and pick up, he can put all the toys back in the bucket, put the bucket back in the toy box, and it's out of sight, out of everybody's way. But look at the next example. This one would have received a red circle. He's going down the stairs and there's a ball under his foot. So why do you think this is a red? Both were about playing with toys. One was considered safe, one is considered not safe. All right, do you give up? Because that ball could roll out from under his foot. He could lose his balance, he could fall on his back and go down the stairs. Now, some of you who are rough and tough and like adventure would probably think that would be fun and cool. But others, like Miss Thomas, would say, don't do that. You could hurt yourself. Or what if the ball bounced and it went crazy and it crashed into the TV or a picture of flowers? Then you've got bigger trouble. So use safety at home. So I'd like to talk to you today about being a safety promoter and being safe on the street. So if you've got your book out, you can turn the page. It says being a safety promoter. Here's a little activity that we would have done out loud as a class. So it asks us to put an X by each rule that has become a habit for you. Put a check by each one you need to work on. So if it's an X, hold your finger up to the camera. Pretend I'm watching you, because you made it a habit. And if it's something you need to work on, give me a thumbs up or a check, because you know you need to work on this. So here we go. You can also follow along in your book on page 94. Okay. Go right home after school unless your parents have given you permission to do something else. Okay. So I think what they're trying to say is if you were maybe a walker. So sometimes in a school you would have car riders, bus riders or van riders, or kids who walked home. Okay, so if you go right home after school, then you have obeyed your parents and you're making a wise choice. All right, so this child who has to walk herself home, she would want to go straight home and not make stops Just go straight home and be safe. The next one, do not accept a ride from a stranger. This person is stopped, pulled down his window. He is talking to the little girl. Notice, there's no other people in the car, okay? This little girl does not need to stop walking to talk to the stranger. We've called that stranger danger. So no, that would be something we want to avoid. If mom and dad are with us and mom and dad talk to the stranger, that's one thing. But a grown adult to talk to a child in this setting is not appropriate. Definitely stranger danger. Okay, the third one. Do not go anywhere, even with a friend, unless you have your parents' permission. I hope you can say that is already a habit for you. If mom and dad allow you to go outside and play in the neighborhood, and they don't necessarily have to be out there with you, then you remember you're not supposed to be going to other people's houses or maybe even to the nearby park without their permission. Mom and dad need to always know where you are. That keeps you safe. Do not take candy, ice cream, or money from a stranger. Remember in that sentence, stranger is the key word. Okay, if it's grandma and grandpa and it's your birthday and they're giving you a present, of course you can accept it, right? But not something from a stranger. Do not eat anything away from home without permission. Okay, that one's kind of strict, just trying to be wise and safe. So let's think about that. It said, do not eat anything away from home without permission. So I think that would mean like your friend has offered you cookies outside. Okay, you're still kind of at home, right? Or you're at school and it's lunchtime and your friend has offered you a piece of candy out of their lunchbox. Okay, those two things are reasonable, right? So I think that one is just trying to get you to think about making wise choices when there's not an adult around to guide you. Do not put flowers, twigs, or leaves into your mouth. Now, you are old enough, almost a third grader. Hopefully you're not tasting nature. Flowers, we know that some of that stuff is edible, but really, surely you're not going to put things outside in your mouth. Hopefully that's already a good habit, right? Probably don't taste good anyways. Pay attention to danger, keep out, and no trespassing signs. Notice the way that the words are in italics. They're trying to bring attention to you by changing the style of the letters. So we call that italicized. So of course, you always want to pay attention to signs, especially the ones that are trying to prevent you from having any kind of trouble. The last one, you may have a little hard time with this one. Stay away from strange animals. Definitely, definitely. Oh, you may think they're so cute, right? But the secret in that sentence is the word strange. They're unfamiliar. They're not your pet, okay? Here's the reason why. They could bite. They could be poisonous, all right? So you may be a big fan of snakes and rats. A, they could bite. B, they could be poisonous. So surely you gave me an X on that one. It's already a habit for you. You know not to touch strange animals. So if you look on in these pages today, in your chapter about safety, you'll see examples about being safe on the street, wearing a bike helmet, water safety, swimming, what to do in bad weather, how to help other people be safe. And then I want you can fast forward to 104, 105. It shows really nice pictures of a home. Okay, they're asking you to think about how to be safe at home. Lots of good tips in here. This is a big, big section. Now, we're going to end it with fire safety. Stop, drop, and roll on page 1112. If you remember back in October, we did a big fire safety unit. We had a mom make us matchsticks out of pretzels and icing, and we just had a lot of fun learning about fire safety. So do you guys see the smoke coming off of the child? Okay, something on him caught on fire. All right, not fun, not pleasant. Look at how he is covering his eyes. He's trying to protect his head. Notice he didn't run, okay? He stopped, he dropped to the ground, and he even rolled to put the fire out. So I'm sure you learned that as a very early child, very early on in life. Stop, drop, and roll. You don't want to run when you have something on fire, okay? That oxygen in the air can help promote the fire. All right, so I want you to do your practicing with Heritage Studies in this book. Remember, you are on page 103 for basic level, safety in your home. But you can certainly work through the extra credit pages. Okay, there's so many of them and they're all fun. I believe you're supposed to go to page 111 if you want to earn extra credit. Lots of good stuff in there. So we are almost done with Heritage Studies. Just about one more week to go and there will be no more Heritage Studies. So I love you, thinking of you, and I know you're going to make it a safe day. Bye, boys and girls.